that so dangerous?
My apologies. I was tasked with randomizing an experience and did so based off of the parameters given.
Yeah, well, can you make it a little less violent next time?
Understood. Recalculating. I have selected a new experience that will prove less violent.
Yeah, then what are we waiting for? Let's get in there.
Yeah, sure, I'm good to go.
Enjoy your journey.
Hey, babe.
Yeah, what's up?
I was wondering about some stuff. You know, since we're in here and we've got all this time to kill, just sort of roaming around these worlds, I'm just kind of wondering, like, what kind of filled your formative years for games and stuff like that, since we sort of exist in that space, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess since we're in video games now, it would be good to kind of have a discussion about what video games we used to play as kids and things like that. As far back as I can remember, playing stuff like Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was probably one of the first games I remember actually playing. I think I was like 5 years old, and I remember getting this golden Nintendo 64 cartridge.
With the glinting.
With the glint, yeah, with the glint on it.
Yeah, wait, no, that might be Majora's Mask I'm thinking of.
Regardless, it was a Legend of Zelda. It might have been Ocarina. I could have sworn it was Ocarina. If it's not, guys, don't come for us in the comments.
No,
regardless, I remember playing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Banjo-Kazooie was one that I was really in love with. Diddy Kong Racing, Donkey Kong Country was another big one for me, and of course Smash Bros. 64.
Of course.
But I spent a lot of time playing N64 games growing up. A lot of N64, Mario 64. Never played Mario Kart until I was actually an adult. Strangely enough. Pokemon Stadium was a big one. Pokemon Snap was another huge one for us. We loved playing Pokemon Snap in the house. And I remember the reason we had even gotten an N64 in the first place was because my brother had pneumonia. And while he was in the hospital, they gifted him with a Hey You Pikachu edition of the N64. And we played Hey You Pikachu in the hospital while he was getting better. And then once he got released, we obviously took the N64 back. And we played a lot of Hey You Pikachu. And that was fun too. I also, like, once we went from N64, I think my next console was Game Boy Advanced SP. I was a huge Game Boy Advance girly. That was like, it went from Game Boy Advanced to like Nintendo DS and the GameCube after that. And I think GameCube is really where I began to appreciate games. Like, I would love playing games, but appreciating them, not as much. And I think it's around the time I started playing games like Mario Kart Double Dash, Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst, or Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2 for the GameCube, 1 and 2 Plus, and Worms 3D, Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life. Yeah, Worms 3D is fucking amazing. So I would still play that game today. It's one of my favorite games ever. Freak Style was another one that was really huge for me. There was so many games. That was around the time I was doing like Neopets and shit like that online. Pokemon Crater, shit like that. Stick RPG, things like that on Newgrounds, Alien Hominid, what have you. Newgrounds ran my life when I was younger.
All of those sultry dress-up games too.
I may have played one or two dress-up games growing up. Some of them were less clothing than others.
I mean,
you know
how it is.
Yeah, you know how it is. I played a lot of co-op games because it was normally my brother and I who were playing games. We were like the main gamers. We did play Soul Calibur 2. That was one game that everyone except my mom played. My mom to this day has not played a single video game. To this day. Right. My dad, though, he played Soul Calibur 2 for the GameCube.
Banger
And
game.
take a guess what character my dad chose to play.
Oh, geez. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know your dad super well, so that's hard for me to pick.
Who would your dad choose?
My dad would not play Soul Calibur.
But if he did,
Fuck, I don't know. I think it's really hard to say because, like, he's just not into that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. Maybe one of the Gooner characters? He'd probably pick one of the Gooner characters.
I will tell you who he chose verbatim as he chose it. He goes to the character select, his eyes light up, and he says, "I'm picking the one with the titties."
Oh, so half the cast?
It was
all
Ivy.
the female characters?
It was
yep,
Ivy.
Yep, okay.
And he played Ivy. That was the only character he played. My sister, she played Soymina. And what she would do is she would spam the same attacks once or twice, right? She would
Sounds like
spam
my
the
sister
same
played
attacks.
the old
But
Mortal
she,
Kombat.
because she doesn't play video games, she swore up and down she was a better Soul Calibur player than us. And she was like, I mean, you guys aren't beating me, so like, you know, and there's some truth to that,
So,
you know?
to be fair, if you're
There is
losing to spam, you're spamming mistakes.
Exactly right. So it's like, there is some truth to that. I told her recently on the phone, or before I came here anyway, I told her, like, do it again. Do it again.
Well,
do it
yeah.
again.
Little
Like,
kid brain doesn't know how to work with that
Yeah.
shit. You get tilted, and then
Yeah.
you're just like, you get so tilted at the tower.
Yeah.
And you end up...
I just told her, run it again. Hop on Soul Calibur 6 and run it again. And we'll see how it goes for you. It would not go well. I would
Probably
decimate
not.
her.
You've gotten a lot better at
I
that
have
game.
gotten
You've really
a lot
learned
better.
a good bit of it.
I have
You're
learned.
welcome.
Yeah, yep. You are definitely my sensei in that regard. But I guess if I'm gonna talk about formative years, yeah, then it'd have to stop at like GameCube, Nintendo DS, Pokemon, fucking Ruby and Sapphire were a huge part of my life. Spectrobes, if anyone knows what the fuck that even is.
I mean, I don't.
Those kind of games were fucking huge for me. I loved them with all of my heart and soul. What about you?
Well, formative definitely boils down to like Sonic 2 on the Sega Genesis, X-Men 2, The Clone War, real sleeper banger action platformer. After that, we basically went from, in the house I grew up in, we basically went from Sega Genesis to Sega Dreamcast. There wasn't like a PlayStation or an N64 in our house, and that was actually where I started playing like fighting games because we had the first Soul Calibur on that. It was like a birthday present to my brother when we were moving into my initial childhood home.
Yeah.
And I remember not being able to any of us beat the time I got in the arcade mode as Valdo because I just ran up spamming his running B attack, right? And you could just do that 3 or 4 times and get out of the ring on them, and we could not beat that time. Even doing it again as Valdo, we couldn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's where I started to really love fighting games. From then, you know, I played a lot of Sonic games, right? So like Sonic 2, Sonic 3. I know. It's
Big
shocking.
shocker.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a Sonic girly. I formed a parasocial relationship with that blue bastard sometime in the 90s. And it has not gone away.
I see.
So like, I played a lot of Sonic 2, Sonic 3. Sonic 1 I played later in life on like the Sonic Mega Collection on GameCube. Still one of the best ports of the Genesis games to this day. It just feels great, and it's not like Origins where Sonic's all coked out in Sonic 3. But I'm getting off track. After that, it was like Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2. Those were huge for me because, you know, parasocial relationships and all that. So a lot of my games have remained more or less the same. I play a lot of the same games now as I did when I was a kid. But same type of deal. We wound up moving on to like Xbox, GameCube, PS2, because when I was getting to about that age they were coming out, my brother got his first job and he bought an Xbox.
Okay.
So eventually my sister got a PS2. We had a GameCube, I think from like Christmas one year or something. That was like the big gift for the 3 of us.
Yeah.
And That I didn't play Soul Calibur on. I played Soul Calibur on Xbox and PS2.
So
The two worst versions.
You played Heihachi.
I played more of the Xbox version.
So you played Spawn.
Well, I didn't play as Spawn, but the version with Spawn.
You had the Spawn version.
I played Nightmare.
I've never played Spawn to this day. I've never played Heihachi either, for that matter. And I am very curious to like, and it's crazy because like in the age of emulators, right? I could have just gotten my hands on a fucking. Oh, are we not talking about piracy here? Fuck you. Anyway.
No, I mean, the Cube version's the way to go, honestly.
That's how I feel. I feel like the one with Link was like the best one.
I don't know.
But I never played with Heihachi or Spawn, so I don't know how good those versions are.
They're more or less the same with different characters.
Yeah.
I'm not super into comic shit, and I never really got into Tekken either, so like, Heihachi and Spawn never really did it for me.
Yeah.
If that's...
Makes sense.
If that tracks.
It's kind of like Darth Vader and
Darth Vader and Yoda and Starkiller. I mean, I didn't really play 4 or 5. I don't know. I played a bit of 4.
I've got some thoughts.
Mostly I played 1 through 3.
Yeah.
I used to play Siegfried Dittos with my, not yet at the time, but now my brother-in-law. I was always a little better. But anyway.
Wow, you hearing that, brother-in-law?
Yeah. You getting fucked on.
Come into the game world and run that fade.
To this day.
We've been looking for like a way to play games in here. So
ain't nobody ready for this shit. I say that as though I'm all that good at Soul Calibur.
I mean, you're the best, like within the people that.
Yeah. I'm a big fish in a small pond with that game.
Yeah.
If I played with actual competitive players, sure, I'm getting like dunkered on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I grew up with a lot of Smash, a lot of like, so I've played every Smash since Melee. I didn't really play much 64. So even going back today to like some of the decomp, recomp type of stuff where like you can play it with new characters and added mechanics, that still kind of doesn't do it for me. It doesn't have the same game feel as the more modern titles do. But that was kind of like my formative games were like Sonic games, Super Smash Brothers. I played the hell out of Star Fox Adventures and got stuck on Musclefoot. For those of you that played Star Fox Adventures or Adventure? I don't remember.
Is that the fucking
Doesn't
shitty
matter.
GameCube one?
It's the Zelda clone, yeah.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
It's not an amazing game.
That sucks.
But like,
real quick, Shadowbird, if you're hearing this, it fucking sucks. All right, it sucks.
It's good.
It's a shitty game.
It's not a shitty game. It's just not a Star Fox game.
All right.
But like, it kind of. I got stuck on Musclefoot and then gave up until I was like 22. And I realized I could just use my index and middle finger rather than trying to mash it with my thumb. And I could get a much faster input, and I was able to do it that way.
Gotcha.
I don't have that like turbo jerk-off powers to mash the A button that fast. But for any of you who played Star Fox Adventure and got stuck on Musclefoot, I know your pain. I was there. Games like that were really big. Halo Combat Evolved was a big deal for me. I played a good deal of that as a kid.
Right.
But I wouldn't call that as much a formative game. I'm pretty bad at Halo.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know. I wouldn't say my game repertoire was very wide as a kid. I don't have a lot of these sleeper hits like you do. But like, I guess the other big thing was the Dragon Ball games. I started with Budokai 2, I skipped Budokai 3, and started the Tenkaichi games or the Sparking series. Somebody has opinions on that and they're wrong.
No, well, I don't like Sparking Zero, but that's not the point.
They're classics.
I want to talk about another super goated Dragon Ball game. Legacy of Goku
2?
Yes!
Legacy of Goku 1 is dog shit.
I like both Legacy of Gokus, but Legacy of Goku 2 is absolutely better.
It is objectively the better. Legacy of Goku 1 is a cash grab, asset flip, awkward pile of garbage game.
I will
die on this hill.
Honestly,
that game is fucking horrible.
I think Legacy of Goku is better than Dragon Ball Sagas, though. By a fucking leaps and bounds.
I think I agree with you, but only because it's much shorter. Sagas is an awful game.
Do you remember Gamefly?
Yeah, I remember Gamefly. So
my brother and I, we used to be huge Gamefly fans because we could buy games or play games without having to buy them. It's like Netflix, right? It was one of those things where it's like, okay, well, if I just want this game, I'll grab it and it'll be here. We got Dragon Ball Sagas. We sit down We sit down and like, yeah, we're gonna play this for like the next couple of weeks. We finish it in that setting.
Yep.
And we're looking at each other like, what the fuck? Like, we're looking at the game, we're looking at ourselves, and then we're fucking putting it in the little slot after we're done. We returned it that night. We were so discouraged.
So, like, I don't know if this is a bit of a non sequitur here, but for me, like, Dragon Ball Saga has made me think of co-op franchise, like, adventure beat-em-up style games done right, making me think of that Lord of the Rings one. Two Towers and Return of the King.
I never played those.
I know you didn't.
Because Lord of the Rings fucking sucks. It's a slow burn, fall asleep ass movie.
The games hit. Especially Return of the King, those games hit. It's just a pretty simple 3D. You run through the movies and all that, but it's all like the exciting parts of the movies. It's not the walking.
Maybe playing the movie or playing the games might like help me know how to fucking like enjoy the game.
That's how I got into Dragon Ball. I mean,
maybe if I just play the games, you know, I'll actually like fuck with Lord of the Rings. Or if I play the MMO, Lord of the Rings Online, which I've tried, and let me tell you, the UI is clunky as fuck. It's very hard to actually play that game. It's so hard.
You're gonna struggle to catch me playing an MMO.
I know, but there are some you do like.
I mean, I played Neverwinter with you, and that's
we played
okay.
Scrammy Nights recently. Scrammy Nights was pretty fun.
MMO.
It is, yeah. It's just not an M. It's not. So I would call it like an online RPG more than I would call it an MMO.
Yeah.
Because it's like a co-op online RPG because it's not massive by any stretch of the imagination. It is multiplayer and it is an online RPG. MORPG. Not an MMORPG. And I think that's kind of the big difference, an online RPG.
Like, the MMO or the multiplayer online aspect does play into it. I feel like that's more like, like Fantasy Life. It's a
Fantasy
co-op.
Life is great.
It's a co-op online game to me, not so much as like I know it's a multiplayer, and I'm splitting hairs here a little bit. But like,
it's semantics, like motherfucker.
Listen, you.
Hey, it is what it is.
You are the semantics queen.
I am not the semantics queen. We're getting off track.
Yeah.
You know.
But anyway, you're right. Let's derailed conversation.
Actually, since we're kind of sitting here, we talked a little bit about our formative years of video games. Like, has anything changed for you?
I think you were going the same direction.
Has anything changed for you game-wise?
In a lot of ways, no. I still like my core interests for games still are in the same realm of like, I like fighting games more in like the 3D weapons-based sphere. I do like traditional fighting games, but they tend to lose me because I don't want to learn all the shit. And I am too stubborn to do like Street Fighter 6 simplified controls with modern style.
Oh, that's what I want.
I'm too stubborn for that.
I want that.
But if a game is simple at a baseline on the surface, like a Smash or whatever, right? That game does appear very simple, but it's a very deep game. It's mechanically rich, and it is a game with a very high skill ceiling but a low skill floor. And I find a lot of what turns me off with more traditional fighters is the skill floor is much higher in a lot of cases. The skill ceiling's also very high, which is a satisfying progression, but there's that barrier to entry to get you in there. Anyway, what's more or less what's changed in my life as somebody playing games as an adult now is I kind of just have less time to do it.
Yeah.
I got an adult life, and I can't sink my entire life into playing video games outside of work. I mean,
it's the truth of all adults.
We're all, we're grown up here, and
we got shit to do.
We can't just spend our entire day playing fucking Sonic 2 again. I love those games, and I'll say they're kind of, I still go back to them. Sonic 3 is still like a comfort game for me. Mm-hmm. I'll play that just to feel okay sometimes when shit's not good. Mm-hmm. Sonic 3 and Knuckles got me.
I I think to nicely segue I think from that perspective, to nicely segue from that point, I feel like for me, when it comes to like relaxation, right, and that's a good point for me to kind of speak on my updates in terms of games. I feel like I, as a child, more so than I do now, hated losing. I hated losing. I absolutely hated losing. I know now I'm a bit of a spoil sport. Like I don't like losing. It kind of pisses me off. But now I tend to just try and get better, as opposed to like quitting and uninstalling everything. And I would say now I kind of have like a platform fighter love in kart racing, where I didn't have those things before. I still love MMORPGs. I'm never not gonna love MMORPGs and co-op games in general. Actually, co-op games I play far less now. Play MMOs, kart racers, platform fighters, but those tend to be the games that I play nowadays, as opposed to in the past where it would strictly be co-op games or even single-player games, which I don't play any of now, because I don't have time to invest in a single-player game because they're very long. And I just don't have time to do that. Plus, my ADHD is way too bad to even think about investing like a 60-hour gameplay loop of a story mode. But that aside, maybe it's a little bit of a tangent, but the more time we spend in this world, I think I kind of like it. I think we should stick around a little bit. What do you think?
I could see us sticking here for a little while longer, exploring a bit and all that.
Yeah. So I guess we'll cut things here, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah.
Get out of
See
our
ya.
friends.